Hey y'all, I'm Sherry. This is Sherry's Recovery Corner, and this is my corner. Welcome. I'm so glad you found me, and I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you stopping by and giving me a chance while I'm learning at that. Today, I'm going to do a little get ready with me, and I want to talk about healing, recovery, and what else might pop up along the way. And getting ready with me is really just a way of sort of making me feel a little more comfortable because I'm so nervous, if you can't tell. So that kind of just keeps me busy, I guess. While I'm talking, gives me something to do. So today I want to touch on a topic. I kind of mentioned it a little while in another video about when in my active addiction, I pushed my children away because I thought it would be better for them. I didn't want them to see me like that. They always knew me as a hard worker. Like, I always worked. I always poured myself into work. I've always worked a full-time job. Pushing my kids away, when I got really depressed, I was extremely suicidal. To the point where I had goodbye letters written to my children. Each one of my children, I had written their own personal goodbye letter and letting them know how much I love them and I was sorry, and I took the weak way out as the way I was seeing it, and it was just a really bad time. It was after my mama passed away. It breaks my heart to think that I've came out better on the other end. However, this bumps along the way, like pushing my kids away. Because I thought that was better for them. Like, after my mama passed away, my youngest son was doing really horribly in school to the point where he was failing his grade. And I was so depressed. It was so hard for me to think straight to where I could help him get the tutoring or even help him with his homework. Because for one, okay, maybe I'm silly, but even before my mom passed away, the education system in our area and in our town, it is so different from when I grew up. Like, the teachers back in the day when I was in school, they actually taught y'all. Like, nowadays, from all I understood from my kids when they were younger, like, all the teachers do is set them up with some worksheets, and that's it. I mean, is that really teaching kids these days? I don't understand. So even before my mom passed away and before my addiction started and before my depression and my suicidal thoughts and pushing them away, I had a hard time helping them with their homework in the initial place because it was so different from when I was in school. Anyway, off topic, but hey, let's go back. Pushing my kids away, I thought it was best. Like, I did not want them to see me like that. I was always the hard worker. Always worked since I was 14 years old. I had my oldest, my first child, when I was 16. I turned 17 a month after he was born. And, sorry, if you hear me talk of my oldest, and sometimes I may say she, or sometimes I may say he, he's transgender. And I'm still adjusting to that as well. He told me about 5 years ago. I think it was like right before I started getting or made the choice to get sober. He had told me. And it was so sad. But we'll leave that topic for another video. I love him to pieces, though. But sometimes it is hard because, as I told him, you were my baby girl for 26 years. It's not just that easy to all of a sudden, you're my son. Your baby brother's my son. you're my baby girl. That's my baby boy. And we got my baby girl in the middle. Anyway, I thought it was best to push them away so they couldn't see me like that, because y'all, it was really bad. Like, I had it all planned out for real. I had the date, how I was going to do it, where I was going to do it, the goodbye letters written to my children, along with using drugs. That didn't help. Of course, the drugs came from, I started going to pain management when I fell, or after I gave birth to my middle child, and I fell and broke my tailbone when I was pregnant with her. And after she was born, it got to a point after she was a year or so old, and I started going to pain management, and they started giving me Lortabs and stuff. And that's how my addiction started. It wasn't something I chose, which you may have seen the little video about addiction is not a choice. Yes, it is not a choice. I didn't choose to be an addict, I promise. But anyway, that video is its own. Pushing my kids away. Maybe it wasn't the best thing to do. I'm not perfect. I never claimed to be. I even found a cup that was suited for me. It says I'm not perfect, but I am limited edition, which I am. You will never find another like me, I promise. But pushing my kids away, the thought of them seeing me in that state of mind, or better yet, lack thereof, it broke my heart. I love them so much. I love them wholeheartedly. Like, no matter what, I'm there for my babies. And when they went to move with their father, because I had asked him, let him know I was really struggling with Mom's death, that if they could please come, because I just needed to find myself. I didn't, of course, I didn't tell him I was addicted to drugs, you know. I needed to figure something out, because I knew I wasn't right. I was really struggling. Is pretty much what I told him, and he agreed. After they went, my youngest, my baby boy, he went from failing this grade he was supposed to finish when my mama passed away to the honor roll. Now, what kind of mother would I be, drugs or not, trying to interrupt that? That is amazing. I mean, my children's education is like top priority, drugs or not. As a parent, as a mother, as a loving, caring mother, your children's education is first and foremost. And even though I couldn't help him with that myself because of my mental health at that time, his dad was there, which I thought that's what he was supposed to be, a father, and help, co-parent type situation. My son got on the honor roll and stayed there. Like, I was so proud of him. And then, of course, as he got older, he started sports. Well, we live, I think it's like 2.5 hours away. I'm not sure exactly, but because we moved in April, and I'm not sure where it is from here. But it's about 2.5 hours away or so, give or take, a little bit. But with that, it's not just with the full-time work schedule and, a vehicle that isn't the greatest. It gets me to work. However, I'm not inclined to take it on a 2.5-hour one-way trip and get stranded. That's just not me. So, I thought it would be best stay in communication, keep my distance. I didn't totally ghost him. Holidays, I would text. I didn't want to interrupt because he started playing football. He started doing track, and I didn't want to interrupt. Not to mention, I didn't want to hurt his education. I didn't want to upset him because, of course, being an addict, you're not your best. And I didn't want to upset him, so I loved him from a distance, tried to stay in contact with him. He changed his number, and it was hard to get back in communication with him. Fortunately, now I am talking to him again after he let me have an earful, I promise, but I deserved every bit of it. I honestly did. Where we were at before we bought our house in April, it was off-grid. We didn't have electric. We didn't have running water. A toilet, for more or less, or a regular bathroom. It was literally like camping every day for 4 years. That's what we did. We moved away from people, places, and things that kept us in our addiction. And we got out of that. We got away from there and got sober. Unfortunately, it had its drawbacks. I didn't feel comfortable going to pick up my son for visitation and bring him back to spend some time with us in that environment. I didn't think it would be the best for him. I thought it was best. I could have done things better in other areas. I could have made better choices, definitely. Never stop loving him and missing him, though, I promise you that. Trying to find pictures just so I can see how he's growing up. I loved it. And he's gotten so big. Oh, he's my little guy. I used to call him Turkey Butt. I guess he's not so much of a turkey butt anymore, but love him to pieces. And I'm so thankful that after getting an earful from him, he agreed, not necessarily allowed, but he agreed to give me a second chance to rebuild that relationship. And he said, don't mess it up. I ain't. It's taken me too much nervousness, being scared, to get back to this point. It's something I've wanted for so long because I miss him so much. Unfortunately, during this process of not talking to him as much, I find out my middle child, I know, and maybe his father, I don't know, and his stepmom, not sure. I think I've met that lady once. Have talked really bad about me around him, maybe to him, I'm not exactly sure. So, it's hard. When he was reading me the riot act, the stuff he was saying, it was like, where in the world did you come up with this? No, I didn't cheat on your dad. Your daddy cheated on me. But I didn't tell him that. I didn't say nothing about that. I just answered his questions and was honest. I have no reason to lie to him. None whatsoever. His whole life, I never had any reason to lie to him. Maybe that's why I didn't want to really sit and talk with him, because I didn't want to lie to him. He's old enough now to where I can sit him down and tell him, look, this is what happened. I was addicted to drugs and dependent on drugs. I got help, and this is where we are now. Can we please, continue to move forward from here? because you can't live in the past. So I really hope, I have vacation coming up next month, and I told him that, and he said that he would let me know when he's got some time, and I told him I will rent a car, which I will. I will rent a car, and I will go up there and sit and talk with him, and my middle child too, if she wants to as well. That's a twofer for me. I'm all cool with that. But we really need to have a conversation, a serious conversation. And he's at that age where it's appropriate now. It wasn't appropriate back then. He was too young before to tell him about me being suicidal and depressed and addicted to drugs. No, that's not a conversation you want to have with a child. They have to be, in my opinion anyway, at least a certain age, and he was just way too young for that. But now he is, and that's what we're going to be working towards. So I really hope he follows through and lets me know when we can sit down, because I miss him so much. Oh my gosh, y'all. I miss him so much. Being sober to me and my husband means so much. Like, God has carried us this far. God has given us so much. For us struggling to get sober, He has rewarded us beyond, with our home, our life, like our sobriety. I am so thankful to the man upstairs for even my sobriety, because without him, I would not be here today. With the fentanyl epidemic, or whatever it is, I don't know, the fentanyl problem, it was too scary for me. Like, I really didn't want to die anymore. Yes, I was suicidal, got through that, and now, I didn't want to die because of an accidental overdose. I've lost loved ones that way. My best friend, my husband's ex-fiance, she was the same person. I've known my husband for a while. A beautiful woman, had graduated drug court and everything, and she overdosed. And the next day, my stepkids, their mama, my husband's ex-wife, she overdosed in the same home. So they have trauma from that. And because they were only like 13 and 14 at the time. Breaks my heart. With that being said, it's so hard to know. I know we had to, move away from people, places, and things. We had to choose very selectively who we continued to hang around with, because we did not want to go back to drugs. We really, with the support of my husband and his support with me, we support each other. We're a great support team. And I wanted to better myself. It was so important for me to better myself, because I wanted to be a better mother. Sadly, I didn't make the best choices. It hurts. I just really hope that we can move past this. And I'm praying we can move past it, which I think we will be able to. My boy, he got a real good head on his shoulders. He's a good one, I tell you. Handsome little guy. And sorry, trying to put my little It's a good look, isn't it, y'all? How's that look? Ooh. Okay. I could have made better choices, really. And to be allowed to work through this and potentially and hopefully come out stronger on the other end would be such a blessing. And I've been praying about it because I miss my kids so much. Oh my goodness. And I really hope it's just not too late. Like, my oldest's dad took her from me when he was she was like 3 years old. And that's when I moved down here. And then I fought for custody, finally, from the time he was 3 until 9. Very limited communication back and forth. For a few years, he wouldn't even let me talk to her. And that killed me. But finally, I was able to get custody back. Thank God, because, man, I miss that child. And now our relationship still, even through my addiction and all that, they were just here the other day, and it's so nice to be able to have a relationship with him again. Because, I mean, he's just a beautiful person, and I love him wholeheartedly. Like, there's nothing. He always jokes about him being my favorite, but, he's not my favorite. He's my oldest. He's my first, yes. But they all my favorite, really, to be honest. All my kids are my favorite. Some are a little more difficult than the others, but, I still love them. No matter what. That's what a parent does. And through all this soul searching, from getting sober and all the soul searching I've done, like, it's time to build these relationships back and move forward. We can't live in the past at all. So we really need to move on. I got to be prepared to where if one of them doesn't or all of them don't, like, if they don't want to move forward with the relationship with me, I have to accept that. And it's gonna kill me, but if that's their choice, then there's nothing I can do to make them want to have a relationship with me. I can continue to hope and pray that they want to have a relationship with me because I love them and I want to be a part of their lives. Yeah, it's a little difficult when they live far, or 2.5 hours or so away, but it's not not doable. It's doable. I would have to, or I would not necessarily have to, but I would have to rent a car because I just don't feel comfortable taking my vehicle on like a road trip like that. That's just not. I don't have a brand new car or a brand new vehicle or anything, and it gets me to work and back, and I'm fine with that for now. We just got our house in April, so hey, if it's available at some point that we can get a brand new vehicle that's under warranty and shit like that, sure, I'm all for it. But until then, no, I'm gonna rent a car. With all that, I needed to better myself to be a better mother to my children. Even though they're grown, I still need to be a better mother to my children and the future grandchildren that we might have. And I hope it goes good because, like I've said, I miss them so much. Like, I've seen pictures of my youngest, and he's just gotten so handsome. And he was telling me the other day that he's excited for prom coming up. I'm excited for him. I'm trying to figure out. he needs some work done on his car. I'm trying to figure out if it would be bad to offer him some money to help him fix it. Not totally. I don't have the funds to give him all that he needs to fix his vehicle, but would it be bad if I gave him, like, he needs $600, he said, to fix his vehicle. Would it be bad to give him like a couple $100 and be like, here, hopefully this will help him? I don't know. I don't want him to think that I'm like trying to buy his affection back or anything like that. I just sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, want to be able to help him because that's how I am. And I don't know. What do y'all think? Leave it down in the comments. Would it be a good idea to ask him if he could or wants a couple $100 to help, or should I not? I'd love to help me. I'm kind of confused. I'm torn. Really, not confused. I'm torn. Should I give him a couple $100 to help him goes towards fixing his car, or should I not? But hopefully, when he tells me during my vacation that I can come up, I'll get that car rented and go up there, and I'll talk to him, and maybe we'll go from there. I tell you, I can't wait. It's been a few years since I've seen him, and I'm just dying. I'm dying to see him. There's no words to even describe how much I'm dying to see him. And my middle daughter, too. Like, I've seen more of my middle daughter than I have of my youngest. And, of course, my oldest. But I have talked to my middle daughter and my oldest way more than I have my youngest. And he just turned 18. So, y'all pray for me, please. Because I want this so much. I've waited for this. I've worked so hard to get sober for this. I'm just so scared that I'm going to be let down. I don't know. That he might change his mind. I really hope and pray he don't, because we need this for him and for me. He used to, like I said, he used to be my little turkey butt. We used to have little mommy David date nights. Went to go see monster trucks, and we went to the new Transformer movies. We had the theater all to ourselves. Our last Mommy David date night, we had the whole theater to ourselves. It was like a midnight show. It was so amazing. And I still have like a little selfie I took of us. And I've always looked at that picture and just been like, oh yeah, that was so fun. That was so fun. And I tell you, that boy, he taught me everything I needed to know about Transformers. More than I ever wanted to know with that. But what do y'all think I should do? I know I was wrong. I know I should have made better choices. That's not the question here. The question is, for one, should I offer him a couple $100 to go towards fixing his vehicle, or should I not? And then also, like, I know I'm going to be completely honest with him at questions that he's going to ask me. I don't know if I should get into, like, why I left his dad. Because I never really was that kind of parent to badmouth the other parent. However, there are things that the other parent does that I don't agree with. And one of the major reasons why I left him. Sorry, the neighbor came home on his motorcycle. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. It means so much. I really think this is good for my recovery. It's an outlet for me in a way, I guess. Especially when I mean, my husband can only listen to so much before I sound like a broken record, I guess. So it's nice to be able to talk it out. I mean, I hope somebody is out there that finds this, that maybe is in the same position as me or has been. If you have any ideas on what I should do, please let me know. Or if you're somebody out there that's thinking about recovery, you're not sure, you know it's possible. Because it is possible to heal relationships. I've been healing them this whole almost 5 years next month. I ain't even gonna lie, I'm excited about that. That's a big feat for me. And be able to build a community with us all around here and help people in the community. I think that is such an amazing opportunity. The possibilities are really endless, y'all. We could help so many people fight through this fentanyl epidemic, the fighting overdose, fighting drug addiction, and all that. There's so much we could do, and I'm excited to try to build it. Like, I don't even know where it's going to go, and I'm already excited. Like, I want so much for the world to wake up, or really just the United States, not necessarily the world, but the United States to wake up, which they have in a way. I will not lie about that. They will, because they have stopped, prescribing pain medicine so eagerly to patients nowadays. Thank goodness, because so many of them are ending up like me, addicted to these drugs, and it's sad. Like I said in a video, if I would know now if I would have known then what I know now, I would have never started taking the medicine my doctor prescribed to me. That's a guaranteed fact right there. I didn't know. I would become dependent on it and all that. But here we are. Thank you guys, really, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for allowing me this opportunity to share a few moments with you and share thoughts that are on my heart and in my head, allowing me to get them out so it helps with my mental health. I really appreciate that. And I really have good feels about this. I really do. I really think it's a positive environment, and I think it would be good, not just for me, but you out there, you right there. You're watching this right now. And I know this may sound funny because I'm in a good mood, really. I'm just really nervous, y'all. I'm the one at work that's always in a good mood, unless I'm sick or hurting. I'm always in a good mood. I like the positive. I live for the positive at that. I live for it. With that being said, I'm just about done. Playing with this new eyeshadow palette that my hubby got me. I'm going to show y'all when I'm just a sec. It is so pretty. And it's not like one I have at all. It's so unique for me. I was so thankful he got it for me, because it's not one I necessarily would have got for myself, but because he got it for me, I love it. And I figured it was fitting with it being St. Patrick's Day. I figure I'm going to wear my green eyeshadow palette. Wait till y'all see this. It is so pretty. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that just so pretty? It's got some pretty greens in there, and pink, white, neutral colors. It's a Laura Geller is what it is. The Delectables Baked Eyeshadow Palette. Earthly Essentials. Very pretty. I like what it did. I gotta cheese it up. I gotta cheese it up just a little bit. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys don't even know. It means the world to me. From the bottom of my heart. Don't forget, leave a question if you have a question. If you like it, leave a like. Or, you know what? If you don't like it, leave a dislike. It's okay. We are allowed to have our own opinions. Mine is just a little different, I think. Well, maybe other people think the way I do. I don't know. Do you think the way I do? Or am I completely in left field here by myself? I would love to hear what you guys think about this topic. Do you have any ideas of a topic you would like me to talk about in a future video? Leave it in the comments. I can't wait to see what y'all come up with. And once again, I want to be as transparent as possible. Y'all, please, if you have a question, I would love to hear it and possibly answer it in my next video. Because I really like the community aspect that I'm shooting for. That's my goal, is to build this community. I know am I sounding like a broken record? I probably am, aren't I? You know, I don't have my hubby here to tell me, baby, you already said that. It's so hard sometimes to be like, oh, did I say that? Did I say that? Because I'm one of those people that will come up to you, especially my work bestie. I will go up to somebody, my work bestie, and to point. And, hey, I don't remember if I told you, but blah, 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 blah. And fortunately, my work bestie is 100. She will look me in the face and be like, Sherry, you told me that 2 hours ago. Or, Sherry, you told me that yesterday. Thank goodness she's honest with me. I know, guys. I'm really hoping soon I won't be as nervous in these videos. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to, but it's really hard. Y'all put some pressure on me. Y'all put some pressure on a girl. I'm trying to get more comfortable behind the camera. Am I doing any better yet, y'all? I mean, I'm really trying. If y'all notice the little lights, the light strips down here, I think they're so cute. I found those, I think, at Walmart. But I had to get them. And they change colors, too. I like that. So there's no telling what color you're going to find when you pop in a video of mine. Or pop on a video, my bad. If you guys have any questions, you want to know what makeup or products I'm using, I can reply if you want to know. Because girl loves some makeup. I'm that girl that love me some makeup. I ain't even gonna lie. Pretty, pretty. What y'all think? I know, I'm so cheesy. I can't help it. I need to color my hair. Oh my goodness, y'all. Look at all this gray. Oh my goodness. I've got to color my hair. We've got to color the hair. We really do. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me for a little while and listen to me talk and watch me do my makeup, I guess. Hopefully you have me on in the background thinking about some ideas or questions for me. Once again, put them down below in the comments. I'd love to hear your questions and we'll take them up in the next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Sherry's Recovery Corner. It's kind of cheesy, isn't it? I love it. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. And just so anybody out there, I will keep you in my prayers because you are special enough. For anybody that is out there struggling with addiction, you'll be in my prayers. Anybody that's lost a loved one to overdose, you're in my prayers. And my hubby's too, by the way, my bad. You'll be in our prayers. It means a lot to us to be able to help this community. We get Narcan and hand it out. If people need it, we have it on hand to give to them. Unfortunately, one of our neighbor houses is, they don't admit it, but I don't know. I know we did give a Narcan to a couple of our neighbors, put it that way. We pray for them every night. And y'all, also, let's keep praying that there are more good people in this world. Because there has been so many bad, ugly, sad things in the news and going on in the world. I like to have my corner here just for a little bit of positivity and hope that there are good people in this world. I myself, in fact, am a good person. Or I try to be anyway. I try to be the best person I can be. And so does my husband. I tell y'all real quick. Okay, before we cut this off right here. My husband, he has changed so much with being sober. It's amazing. Like, he's my inspiration. He's my source of strength sometimes. Because he is such an inspiration to know the life that my husband has lived growing up. He was raised in the projects, one of a few white people in the projects. Very hard for him to dealing with addiction in his family, losing his mother at a pretty young age, losing siblings from suicide, from overdose. To see where he is today is such an inspiration to me. And I really hope he's really shy. So I was really shocked that he did the video on hubby introducing himself because he's so shy. He's not a talker. I'm the talker. I like to talk. I like to talk a little too much, but I like to talk. I really hope one day he'll be able to sit here with me one time, and at least one time, if not future videos, and be able to do like a Q&A with him on things he's experienced in his life and where he is now, because he is a totally different person. He's still the man I fell in love with, but he is such a better person, and I am such a proud wife to have him as my husband. I love him so much. Thank you guys once again. You'll be in my prayers and my husband's prayers. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Sherry's Recovery Corner.